welcome to Breaking the Barrier training course. My name is Ray Anthony Daly, and we will be. Hi, welcome to Breaking the Barrier training course. My name is Ray Anthony Daly, and I will be walking you through my four modules comprised of 12 lessons over the next few weeks. Now, each module is broken down into phases where you will receive module number one. Then, after 3 days, you will receive module number two. 3 days after that, you'll receive module number three. And finally, after 3 days, you'll receive module number four. All right, now, one thing I want to bring to you guys' attention is what's actually going on in Forex today. And, you know, I've been trading for over 14 years, and up until maybe mid 2016, early 2016, I've seen all these MLM organizations popping out of nowhere. These guys are actually giving Forex a bad name because what happened is that they recruit these young guys and they shower them with all this glitter and gold of what forex trading is and said, hey, go out, get me some new recruits, and I'll pay you $1, or I'll pay you $10, or I'll pay you $100. And the whole scope of forex is actually forgotten at that point, and you'll always it all loses focus, and it gives us the guys that grind every single day in forex to make a living. It gives us a bad name. You know, these guys walk away with saying Forex is a scam, Forex is a fraud, you can't make money in Forex, and everything that is bad under the sun. And this is why I finally decided to do this video for one, and at the same time I'm going to going through some live trading examples also, so it could be a while before we actually complete the entire series of videos or the entire module, because in the process of doing this I want you guys to realize that it's not a fraud, it's not a scam. People can make money from forex. As I said, I've been doing this for 14 years, and I'm never going to tell you guys or anyone that it's simple. I'm not going to tell you there's not work involved, because just like being a doctor, being a lawyer, being an NBA player, it requires work. It requires practice. It requires sacrifices. And, Forex trading is no different from any of those that I just mentioned. Forex trading for me is not really is not really something learned, but is a skill acquired over a period of time. Now, my job here is to open your eyes to the patterns, how the market works, and give you a different perspective of the market. That's my job here, because for those who have already been trading, you're all seeing everything. You're already seeing the patterns. You're already seeing what's going on in the market. Now, once I start showing you everything there is to see that within the charts, then you'll be like, "Oh man, but I've seen this all the time, man. I just couldn't trade it." So, what I'm actually going to be doing is opening your eyes to something that you may have already known, but we're just going to start putting the puzzle together. So, this is not something that is pre-planned. Doing this basically free here, and I will be going through a few slides that I've used in my mentoring program, in my one-on-one training programs. But nevertheless, a lot of what I'm going to be talking about is real life experience, things that I've been through over my years of trading. And there's no emotion, no feeling that you can ever experience that I have not personally experienced in my journey as a forex trader. And I can honestly say that right now I'm happy I stuck with trading. I'm happy I persevered. I was determined. Every time I got knocked down, I got right back up. And at some point, forex can be frustrating. you know as I said, it's not an easy road, and there are going to be times when you're frustrated. There are going to be times when you want to throw the towel in. But just remember, you could just simply be at that breaking point to become a consistent trader. So, for those who are interested in Forex, for those who want to pursue this business, again, at the end of the fourth module, I'm going to give you guys some insight as to how you can actually make more money outside of actual trading the market. There are other aspects of the Forex business that you can venture into to make this a viable business for yourself and your family. So, without further ado, guys, let's look at what we will be going through. All right, so with module number one, or with module one, I'm going to touch briefly on the installation of your MT4 platform and its functions. Now, I've known a lot of traders who have been in this business for a while, intermediate traders, and some of the functions of the platform is unknown to these guys. I'm sorry. Some of the Let's take a look at what we'll be going through over the four modules. All right, so with module number one, or with module one, we're going to be looking at installing the MT4 platform and its functions. Now, I've seen a lot of intermediate traders that are unaware of some of the functions on the platform. Therefore, I want to just briefly touch on a few of these functions and also installing the MT4 platform for those who are brand new. Now, second, inside module one, we're going to be talking about understanding price movement. Now, a lot of traders have come to me and says, "Hey, Ray, teach me a strategy. Teach me your strategy." Now, teaching you my strategy is one thing, while understanding how the strategy works is something completely different. And one of the things that is lacking in this business for a lot of people who want to get into trading is that they lack the understanding of how the market actually works. They lack the understanding of the mechanism that pushes the market. And until you can understand how that market works, you will never be able to be a successful trader. No matter if I teach you a strategy, no matter if you invest in getting an automated system, you will not become profitable until you understand the functions of the market, how the market works, and all of that. Now, third, we're going to be looking at surfing the waves. Again, the same thing regarding understanding the market movements. Now, we know that the market moves in waves. It goes up, it goes down, it goes sideways. And we we have to understand how and why this happens. The market moves based off human psychology, and because of that, we have to understand and be able to interpret the waves of the market in order to actually become successful traders. So that's what we'll be touching on module one. Now, at the end of module one, you should now have a firm understanding of how the market works. You should now be able to predict or even anticipate a few price movement based off looking at your live charts in the market. So as I said, I want to make this as simple and effective as possible and not to bore you guys to death. So that should be everything that we're going to be touching on with module number one. All right, module number two, we're going a little bit deeper into the business. Now, how to identify key areas of support and resistance. Now, this basically is the feeding block of forex trading, and every single trader, every single institution, every single professional trader, they use this resistance and support for trading opportunities. Now, one of the things that again is lacking is understanding where to find these levels of resistance and support. And because we can find resistance and support on your 1 minute time frame, your 5 minute time frame, your 1 hour time frame, your weekly time frame, a lot of traders are confused as to how to identify these areas and how to actually trade them. Now, we'll be also going into the MACD. Now, the MACD basically for me personally is the only indicator that I actually uses. And what I've noticed with the MACD is that it accurately tells me the momentum of the market. So I use the MACD in conjunction with my resistance and support levels. I use the MACD as a momentum indicator, and I also use the MACD as a divergence indicator. Now, all of that will be explained inside the module as we go by. Our Japanese candlesticks now is what we use to read the market. So understanding Japanese candlestick patterns will give us an idea as to what the market is actually telling us, because the market actually gives us clues every single day. So it's up to us to interpret what the market is saying, what the market is doing, and then allow us to now develop strategies to trade the market more effectively. So we'll be looking at all these three topics inside module two. So at the end of module two, you will now have firm understanding of how to find resistance and support. You will get some basic explanation as to the MACD and even a few example as to how to trade the MACD with your strategy. And then we'll also be looking at your Japanese candlesticks, and we're going to be looking at some of the more popular candlestick patterns out there that can be used as standalone signals or can also be used in conjunction with your A, MACD, B, support and resistance lines. All right, now inside module number three, something that is 100% or I say 90% lacking in this business, and that is trading psychology. Nobody, and I mean nobody that I've come across in my years of trading thinks about the psychology of trading. The first thing they're interested in is, how do I trade the market? What type of strategy do I use? How much money can I make at the end of the month or at the end of every day? Now, as I said earlier, the market is driven by human psychology. This comprised of buyers and sellers at any time of day or night. So, understanding the psychology behind the market will also help in our development as traders in the future. Now, developing a trading plan is also important because we need that trading plan in order to stay on track with our strategies, with our money management, and also with our exits in terms of if the market start going against us. So in anything that we're doing, there has to be a plan of action. And there is a saying that goes, if you plan to fail, then if you fail to plan, then you're planning to fail. And nobody gets into this business to fail. And what we can actually do, and this is all based on your mindset. In everything when it comes to Forex, there are going to be losses. And unless you have the proper mindset and have a plan of action, your losses will defeat you. And losses in Forex is inevitable. Getting losses in Forex is a part of business, is a part of your expenses. Just like any tangible business out there, where you have to deal with taxes, you have to deal with charges for the banks and charges, um, utility, and all of that, all of that. You know, your losses in forex is also important because what we try to do, just like in business, we keep our expenses low and we maximize on our revenues. In Forex, we keep our losses low and we maximize on our profits. So we need a trading plan to guide us into getting all of that, or actually to stay on track when it comes to trading. Now, inside module 3, we'll also be looking at high probability entries and exits. So a few important things when it comes to trading is your entries, your exits, and your take profit. Now, your entry is important, and so is your exit, because your exit is there not only to protect your account from a total wipeout, but also to get you out of a trade when things does not go your way. And your target is there basically to say, okay, the market has done so much and no more, and I'm ready to get out of that trade. Now, tied into all of that is two demons that we consider to be fear and greed. Now, fear and greed are basically the killing block for any forex trader. And unless we have control over emotions, then again, we're not going to be successful when it comes to trading. So, inside looking at high probability entries and exits, it's also tied in with your trading psychology and developing of your trading plan. Now, our final module, which is the advanced series or the advanced module, we're going to be looking at identifying market patterns. Now, again, a lot of traders will see these patterns in hindsight. In hindsight, it does not make us money. So, what I'll try to do with you guys is break down the patterns as best as possible. We are able to actually see these patterns, visualize these patterns before they actually emerge. And that is also one of the key aspects when it comes to trading. It's identifying, or sorry, it's anticipating price movement before it actually happens. That's where the money is made. And that is something that is very dear to my heart, and that is identifying patterns in the market. Now, we'll also be looking at intraday and scalping strategies. And for those who have been with me for the last few years, you realize that when it comes to scalping, I'm not a key fan of scalping, because for me, scalping only benefits the brokers. Now, over the past few months, I have been testing a particular strategy when it comes to scalping that has been quite effective for one, and two, it does not require you being at your computer screen every single day, every single hour of the day, so to speak. And also, it eliminates your emotion when it comes to trading. Because what we're trying to do is find a systematic way of trading where we rinse, we repeat, we rinse, we repeat every single day. And finally, we are going to be putting it all together. So, on this final topic, we're going to be looking at the understanding of the market, surfing the waves, finding key resistance and supports, looking at the MACD, Japanese candlesticks, and we're going to be start putting trades together with a step-by-step guide. And we will be doing this throughout the course, but in the last topic, then we're actually going to break it down even more and give you a play-by-play guidebook as to how to approach the market on a day-by-day basis. Now, once you've completed these videos, you will have a better understanding of how the market works, how to identify key levels, and finding the bias of the market, which when you're looking at the market, you want to know if you're going to be buying or you're going to be selling. The aim is to develop a system that works for you, and through these videos, you'll be able to trade more effectively and with confidence, which will in turn lead you in being a more successful trader. All right, so how do we install our MT4 platform? Now, the first thing you guys want to do is you want to choose a broker, and I'm not going to tell you which broker to choose, but the broker that I'm using is Talinex.com. However, Talinex, I think over the last 3 months, they have suspended accepting U.S. clients, and therefore, my other alternative is tradersway.com. All right, so once you type tradersway.com into your address field, then we're going to scroll over to open demo account. So we're going to click open demo account here, and then we're going to enter our personal information inside these fields. And therefore, this is what we're going to do. Sorry, let me use this. Mastermind Traders Academy.com. Birth date. Um, Not that old. Um, okay, let's do that. Let's do that. And cell phone. Okay, 954 639 0000. Okay. All right. How did he hear about us? Search engine. Please choose. Let's do Google. And of course, how you hear about us, you guys could say friend, which would be me. But nevertheless, let's do this. Let's keep it simple. All right. So Google, and then we're gonna choose MT4 ECN, and of course US dollar. Then we're gonna check this box here, and then open account now. All right, so in accordance with your online application, we have opened for you a trading account with the following details. This is your account type, which is a demo account. That's your account number, and this is your password, and this is the currency that you'll be trading, US dollar. All right, so now we're going to go into downloading the platform. So we're going to click here, and we're going to go to download. And we're going to do setup. And once that is downloaded, then we're going to click on open. Then we're going to go to run. Yes. We're going to check that box. Now, for me, you guys can click on next, but for me, I already have a Traders Way account here. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to change the setting a tad bit and just put it inside a new folder, and then I'm going to click next. So for those who does not yet have a MetaTrader 4 account or MT4 platform, this option is not necessary. And we're going to uncheck that. We can also do that, and then we're going to click on next. All right, now that we're finished, we click on finish, and your platform should be opening up any second now. All right, so now we have our MT4 platform up. You should look like it should look actually look like this. Then we're going to click on next, and then we're going to use existing trade account, and then we're going to look for this information here. We're going to copy, we're going to paste, then we're going to copy again the password. We're going to paste it inside here, inside that field, and then we're going to click finish. Now, for those who have a new account, that's fine. You just simply click on new account, and if you were actually opening a real account, then this is the option that you'll be choosing. But since we're just sticking to demo at the moment, then this is what we're going to be using. And since we already have the username and password already given to us by the broker, then we're just simply going to input it here. We're going to click on finish. Congratulations on the update. Click OK, and there we go. All right, so there we have it. We have our platform up and running. So let's go to here, And we're going to close all this here. I'm not sure why this is not, why it says it's waiting for update. Let me do this. All right. All right. So if, for example, your it says waiting for update, guys, just simply close all these charts. Then what I am going to actually do, okay, so your chart should look something like this. And what we're going to actually do now is we're just going to go through and customize the platform itself to suit you. All right. So what we're looking at here are four different currency pairs. So here we have the Euro USD, which means is the euro versus the US dollar. Here we have the US dollar versus the Swiss franc. We have the British pound versus the US dollar, and we have the US dollar versus the Japanese yen. Now, over here, we have what is considered the market watch. So inside here is where you have all your currency pairs. Now, this is only showing you a limited amount of currency pairs that is available to you. So what we're going to do to have more pairs accessible is we're going to place our mouse inside here, and then we're going to right click, scroll down to show all, and then now we have all the currency pairs that is offered by the broker. Inside here is your navigator window. So you'll have your account information. You'll also have indicators here. You will also have your expert advisor, which we may discuss later on. And script, not really important at the moment. So for right now, we can actually close these tabs so we can get ourselves a much wider view of our charts. Now, what we want to do so far, we just want to focus on one currency pair or one chart at the moment. So we're going to close these other three charts, and then we're going to simply expand the Euro USD chart. So now we have the Euro USD chart expanded. All right. Now we're going to go through some of the basic functions, and also we're going to customize the chart to look to our liking. For me personally, I don't like seeing the grids. So to get rid of the grids, we're going to press Control G, and the grids will disappear from your charts. Second thing we're going to be doing is we're going to make these lines a little bit more visible. So up to the top here, we have candlestick, or we can press Alt 2. So here we're going to press that little tab, and then we're going to scroll here to the zoom in tool and click two times. So that's actually going to magnify the chart a little bit. So now we're seeing the full scope of the chart itself. All right, now if you want to customize the candles itself, or you want to change the background of the chart, then we can right click, scroll down to properties, and inside here you can actually mess around with your background. So here, if you want to have a yellow background, you can have a yellow background, and it actually gives you the preview of what your chart will look like once you're done. Now if you end up with a mistake, you can actually use any one of these pre-installed combination here: black on white, green on black, yellow on black. So if you go black on white, this is what your charts will look like. If you scroll back, green on black, that's what your charts will look like, and so forth. So you guys can actually play around with this to suit you. All right, now what we would want to do next is, if you notice, if we go to file and click on a new chart, the grids will appear again, right? So we don't want that to happen. So therefore, we want to we want to create a template. So whenever we next open a new chart, it's going to look like this. So to do that, what we're going to do is inside the chart itself, we're going to right click and we're going to scroll down to template. We're going to go to save template, and then we're going to type the word default. Save. All right, so now your template is saved. Now if we go to file again, click on new chart. Let's open the Euro USD pair. See what happens. It looks exactly like that chart. So we're good. Now, if you want to add other indicators, which we will be doing over the next few modules, then of course, anything that you want to save as a template, you can actually do that. So let's just do an example. So let's say we want our MACD on our chart at this point. So we're going to click on Insert. We're going to scroll down to Indicator. We're going to scroll all the way down to Oscillators. And then we're going to scroll down to MACD. We can leave that as default setting. We're going to click OK. Now, let's say you want to save this as a template. Now, all you need to do is right click, scroll to template, save template, and then you can do default, oops, default MACD and save. So let's say you're on another currency pair. Let's go to file again, new chart. Let's look at the pound dollar this time. So the pound dollar, open, no grid on your chart. Now let's say on the pound dollar you want to install or you want to apply the MACD indicator. Then you'd go to right click, scroll down to template, and then we'd look for default MACD or whatever file you had saved it under, file name you had saved it under. Press, and there you have your MACD right there. All right, so that takes care of your customized setting for your charts. Now let me delete these. Now let's look at buying and selling currency pairs. All right, so first we want to do is we want to apply one-click trading to our charts. So we simply right click, scroll down to one-click trading, or we can actually just simply press Alt plus T at the same time, and then you can have it added to your chart, or you can simply uncheck it and it's gone. Click again and it's back. All right, so we have the sell button and we have our buy button. Now when we're going to do this for the very first time, if we double check, if we click, we're going to get this pop-up box, which of course you can read the disclaimer. I've never done that. Check this box here and click OK. And then if you click this one more time, then you're going to be in a buy trade, or if you click this, you're going to be in a sell trade. Now, a lot of you guys who have never heard about Forex or just learning about Forex, you're probably asking yourself, how can you sell something and make money? All right, but we will get into that later on. So for right now, we're going to be using these two buttons to buy and sell our currency pairs. Now, I want to use this platform as a guide or as a practice platform for what I'm doing here. So I'm going to start with the lowest increment lot size. So to buy into to get into a trade, let's say we want to buy the currencies because we're assuming that price is actually going to continue going higher. Then we simply click buy, and down below here in the terminal box is where you're going to see all your information about your trade. So first we have our order number, then we're going to have the time in which the trade was executed. We have the type of trade, which is a buy. We have the size, which we will discuss later on. We've just bought the euro versus the dollar. Therefore, we are expecting the euro to appreciate in value. The price we got it at, which is at 1.06674. This is SL, which stands for your stop loss. TP, which stands for take profit. This is the current price. This is what we paid in terms of commission. This is your swap which we will discuss, and this is currently your profit. So currently we are up 0.23 cents. So we actually have a little profit right here. Now, here is where you have your account history, which every single trade that you will do or every single trade that you will execute on your platform will be inside this tab. But for right now, we're going to stay to the trade, but on the trade tab here. All right, now you want to try. Now, one thing we want to do when it comes to trading is we want to execute our trades. We also want to protect our profit in the event the trade goes against us. So, in the event that we execute a trade like we just did, so we executed a trade because we're expecting the price to continue going higher. Now, in the event we got into a trade here and the market rallied up a tad bit and then went downward. So it actually went against us. We want to get out of that trade as quickly as possible. So we have a thing that we call our stop loss. So the stop loss prevents you from losing your entire account for one, and two, it gets us out of a trade when our analysis is incorrect or if our analysis is wrong. Now, to place your stop loss, what you want to do is you want to place your mouse on the line itself. Once you see those directional arrows, you can left click, drag downwards, and release. That's your stop loss right there. So if the trade actually continue going downwards and gets into this level, then it will automatically close your trade, and then the rest of your trade or the rest of your account, sorry, is safe, and you got out with a loss of you got out at a loss of $13.73. Now, if the trade actually goes in your favor, then of course you want to get out in profit. So to do that, we're going to place our mouse on the line itself, on the green line, left click and hold, drag upwards. Now this is actually saying if the trade goes in our direction, I want to get out of the trade here. And of course, if you place your mouse on the line, you're going to see that you'd be in profit over $40.49. So that takes care of that. Now, one thing we want to keep in mind is when we're buying, when we are buying, let's say we bought here, our stop loss is going to be below our buy price, and our profit is going to be above our buy price. If we were actually selling, if we were actually selling and we sold here, so the market is actually going down. So if we, let me do it this way. All right, so we're actually market actually going down. So if we get into a trade here, expecting price to continue going downwards, then our stop loss is now going to be above our entry price. So our stop loss is going to be above the entry price, and our target or our take profit is going to be below our entry price. So that's something to keep in mind, guys. And of course, as you practice, you'll get the hang of it and you'll start seeing exactly what's going on with the Forex market. All right, now we have a thing. Okay, I'm going to close a trade at 46 cents in profit, 40 cents in profit. Now we have a thing that we call pending orders. Now pending orders are basically placed on your chart because you're not comfortable in getting in at the current price. So let's say we're looking to buy expecting price to go higher. So we want to buy here expecting price to go higher into the market. But this is where price is, and of course we're not going to be sitting here for the entire day or for the entire night waiting for price to get into this level for us to buy into the market. So what we do is that we use what we call a pending order. Now your pending order, to set your pending order, what you'll do is, okay, let's identify the area that you want to get into the trade at. So you want to get in if price actually falls into this level here or into this red line. So we're gonna right click, scroll up to buy limit, and that's your pending order right there. Now, if you want to place your stop loss, now one thing guys is sometimes your chart will be so close to the bottom here that it's very hard for you to see what's going on. So to kind of shrink it, what we do is place your mouse inside this price field, and then we left click, hold, and we can drag downwards, shrinking the chart like that. And of course we'll have more access to the chart below here. All right, so now we've actually set a buy pending order here. We want to also set our stop loss, and we want to set our take profit. So in the event price comes down, our trade will get executed, and in the event the market continue going downwards, of course we want to get out of the trade at the early point in time, and reevaluate the market and get into a new trade. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to scroll down to our terminal box, and then we're going to double click inside here. Now, this is where your crosshair will also come in handy. So we go to the crosshair, and then we can say, okay, I want to get out if price actually gets to this level at 102.94. So at 102.94, that's the price we want to get out of. So here inside this field, we're going to click on this little arrow here, which will copy this information into this field, and then we're just going to change to 102.94. Let's say we want to find our take profit. So if we go back to the crosshair, and then we want to get out if the market gets up to here. So 108.11 is where we want to get out of the trade if the trade works out in our favor. We go over to our take profit field, click the little arrow, price is copied, and then we just simply change the digits to 108.13, I believe, and modify. So now you have your trade pending. So what happens here is if price falls down into that level, your trade will be triggered. If it goes into profit, you're going to be out in profit. And if it ends up with a loss, the market just kept going downwards, then of course you're going to get out of the trade once price gets into this level of support or gets into this area of your stop loss. Now again, you can simply place your mouse on the line. Therefore, you will know exactly how much you're risking at that point. Come on. There we go. So at that point, we're going to be out $22.36 if the market goes against us. And if we're in profit, we're going to be in profit $29.54. So that's what we use, or that's how we actually get into a buy limit trade. Now, a sell limit, typically the same thing. Now, your sell limit, let's say you're expecting price to fall, so you want to get in on a trade at if price gets into this level of resistance or gets into the ceiling area. So you want to get in here and not here. So at that point, we are now going to get into a trade above market price. So here is where we're going to set our sell limit. So we just simply place our mouse wherever we want to get into that trade, right click, and now notice it now turns into a sell limit because we're trading above market price. If we're going below market price, look what happens, buy limit. But because we're above market price, we now have a sell limit. And the same procedure applies. We want to place our stop loss, so we simply double click inside that field, and then we want to look for an area to get out of the trade if our trade is wrong. So let's say there 109.57, and if we're in profit, let me do this first, 109, oops, 109.57. And let's say we want profit. We want to get out if price gets into this level. So let's look at 104.22, 0422, modify. So now, if price gets into this level, our trade will be triggered. If it goes against us, we get out at this price with $11.88 with a loss. And if it goes into profit, then it's $40.92 in profit. And down here in the terminal box is where all your information is. All right, so let's delete that. Now, the other two functions is called your buy stop and sell stop. Now, your buy stop is buying into the market if you're getting into the trade above market price. So let's say at this same area, you want price to get in, you want to get into this trade at this price, expecting price to continue going higher. So because we're looking to buy here and not sell, then what this is what we're going to be doing. We're going to simply place our mouse at the area that we want to get into the trade, right click, scroll down to trading, and then we're going to select buy stop. So once you select buy stop, if price gets into this level, your trade is going to be triggered, expecting price to continue going higher. Same procedure applies. You set your stop loss. So if the market goes against you, you want to get out at a price below your entry. So let's do 108. And if the price goes in your direction, you want to get out at a price above your entry. So let's do 109.50, modify, and that's it. Your trade is now set. So once price gets into this level, your green line, your trade will be executed. If it goes in your favor, you'll be taken out in profit. If it goes against you, you're taken out with a loss. Same procedure for your sell stop. So let's say you want to get into a trade if price actually breaks below this area of support. So now that we're trading below market price, what we're going to be doing is right click, go to trading. Now we have a sell stop. Same procedure applies. You enter your stop loss and your take profit by double clicking. Select your stop loss above market price. So let's say 103.75, and your take profit is below your entry price. Let's say 101, and modify. So now once price gets into this green line, your trade will be executed. If it goes in your favor, you'll be out in profit. If it goes into a loss, you'll be out with $5.93. So that takes care of your buy, sell, buy, and other pending orders on your platform. Now let's take a look at the longer version of getting into your trades. So same procedure, we want to buy here at this market price. Then we simply right click, scroll down to trading, scroll over to new order, and then we can of course enter our volume. We can actually get into a buy trade right here by clicking buy. We can set our stop loss here at the same time, our take profit, and then we simply buy into the trade, or we can actually sell. To set your pending orders here, we have the same functions. So we scroll down to pending order, and of course here we have our buy limit, sell limit, buy stop, sell stop. But I'm sure a lot of you guys are basically going to be using the short version or the shortcut version of getting into your trades. However, you can still practice by using this method. Now, let's say you want to ensure that you're alerted if price gets into this level here. Now, to do that, we can simply right click, go to trading, click alert, and this little red arrow will appear. Now, once you place your mouse on the arrow itself a directional arrow will show, and then you can left click, hold, drag upwards, so you can actually place your arrow anywhere on the chart itself. And of course, that little noise is what you're going to hear when price gets into your price point. So now to delete it, we simply right click and click delete. Now, one more thing I want you guys to look at before I end this section is your Fibonacci retracement tool area. Now we're going to click on that, and what we're going to do, we're going to add an extra field to your fib level. So if you click on your fib tool here, then you left click anywhere on the line on the chart, left click and hold, drag upwards. Your chart should look something like this. Then we're going to double click on the line, the red line itself. Then we're going to go into properties, fib properties, and here we're going to change a few parameters. All right, so here are your levels, and again guys, do not worry because we're going to go over this in more details later on, but for right now we're just setting the pace. So we want to delete this line, we want to also delete this, and we also want to delete this. Now we want to add a 78% retracement level. So to do that, we're going to press add. Then we're going to go, what is it? 0.78, 0.78, oops. Double click, 0.782, and then inside the description field, we're going to type 78.2, and then we're going to click OK. Notice the 78 retracement area appears on your chart. So for now, we're going to leave it at that. I urge you guys to practice and become more familiar with the platform itself before moving forward. Again, I will see you on the other side.